Hi, I'm Chris from Focusrite Innovation, here today at GAK in Brighton, and we're going to have a first look at the brand new interfaces from Focusrite. We've now introduced the Scarlett 6i6. The 6i6 follows the same design aesthetic as the other Scarlett interfaces that we have now, so the whole Scarlett range is following this same aluminium unibody design. The 6i6 has two microphone preamps on the front panel here, with gain control and halo LED metering to tell you when your signal is clipping and when you've got a good signal recording. We have a monitor control here for our speakers, and we have two separate headphone outputs there that we can independently control the volume of. On the back panel of the 6i6, you can see we have an additional set of line inputs. These are balanced line ins, and we have four balanced outputs. MIDI input and outputs, USB 2 connection to connect to your computer, power switch and power supply socket, and we also have stereo digital SPDIF input and output. This takes our total channel count, if you like, to 6 inputs and 6 outputs. We also have a Kensington lock. So this is the brand new 6i6, but alongside the 6i6 we've also announced the 18i8. This is a slightly different design. This is a slightly chunkier interface, but again still following the same aluminium unibody. The difference on the 18i8 is effectively that we now have 4 microphone preamps. So this is perfect if you're wanting to record larger ensembles, such as bands and that sort of thing. We have independent phantom power for inputs 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, so we can either switch them in for 2 sets of microphones and keep them switched off on the other set. Gain control, again with the halo LED indicator. A mute switch. Volume control. Next to the monitor control, we also have 2 headphone outputs with independent headphone volume control. The Scarlett 6i6 and 18i8 both use the very powerful Scarlett mix control software. With the 18i8, using the mix control software, we can set up 2 independent headphone mixes and send them out of either of the headphone sockets on the front. This is perfect for setting headphone mixes for individuals while you're recording. For example, a vocalist may want not much bass and not much drums, but quite a bit of guitar. Whereas a bass guitarist will probably want a lot of drums, perhaps not as much bass, not as much guitar, sorry, or as much vocal. On the back of the 18i8, you can see we have another set of 4 line inputs. This takes the total analog input count to 8 on the 18i8. We have a pair of monitor outputs, USB, MIDI in and out, power supply, and digital stereo in and out. But one of the great features on the 18i8 is the fact that we have an optical input. This allows us to take another set of microphone preamps, for example, something like the Focusrite Octa-Pre or Octa-Pre Dynamic, and feed that using an ADAC connection directly into the optical input here, and that will take your total track count up to 18 inputs through the single unit. So those are some of the key features of the brand new interfaces from Focusrite, the 6i6 and the 18i8. In the box, you'll also get a copy of Ableton Live Lite, the Scarlett plugin suite. You will also have Scarlett mix control software for controlling the routing and the interfaces themselves, the Bass Station Novation plugin synth, and a whole load of loop masters, including up to 1 GB of sample. So all of the Scarlett interfaces will record up to 96 kHz and at 24-bit, so you can be assured of some great quality recording. With it being Focusrite, of course, we do a lot of concentrating on the quality of the mic pre's, and all of the Scarlett range of interfaces have award-winning microphone preamps. So if you'd like to find out any more information about either the 6i6 or the 18i8, go to www.gak.co.uk or pop down to the store in Brighton, GAK, and have a chat with the guys there. Thanks very much for watching.